Hey everyone, it's Argonath here from Return of the Fan, and I just posted a previous video on some of the reviews coming in on Ghostbusters Afterlife, but one review just made me so angry. This review from the woke left-wing newspaper Guardian UK by Charles Bramisco. Don't take any reviews from this person into any account at all because he's a completely woke critic. Basically gives it a 1 star. Look at the heading of it: Ghostbusters Afterlife review, a slimy, stinking corpse of a sequel. Oh my god, what is it going on about? So let's have a read through this. Jason Reitman takes over his father's franchise and immediately tanks it with a tonally misjudged blend of pandering fan service and bizarrely played straight spectacle. so so basically he's against it because it provides fan service, giving fans what they want, because that's what fans want, right? They want something that they're going to be interested in, that they're going to like. It carries on from the original movies, not that woke bastard of a film which was Ghostbusters 2016, which was just absolutely terrible. And actually the first movie was a mix of comedy and horror. It wasn't comedy all the way through. There were some horror segments to it, so it wasn't a complete comedy all the way through like that woke trash Ghostbusters 2016 actually was. So you can just tell the critics' left-wing ideology narrative coming through, right? So let's have a read of some of this. So let's look at this very first paragraph here. There's a certain advantage to seeing a film like Ghostbusters Afterlife among the cosplaying faithful at its New York Comic Con premiere. So this is obviously during a Comic Con, which would be interested. All these people probably have an interest in Ghostbusters because it comes from that particular genre. Crowd response in the cavernous convention hall had a way of clearing up any lingering confusion over why the original Ghostbusters, a crudish comedy featuring Saturday Night Live alumni doing sci-fi flavored shtick, would be revived as a played straight action spectacle in which children learn that science rules and nothing's more important than love or family. So you can see immediately this person's disdain for the original movies, calling it a crudish comedy. It wasn't a comedy, it's a horror with comedy elements inside it, right? Horror, sci-fi, comedy all mixed in together. It wasn't a straight comedy. You have no idea what you're actually talking about. And he says that children learn that science rules and nothing's more important than love and family. Well, what the F is wrong about that? Right? Yes, science does rule because that's what everything in our lives are actually built upon. The scientific method and learning about science and how things work so that we can have technology and things like that. And of course, the love of family is really important too. Most of the world's problem these days is coming through because people don't have a stable family life anymore, because the woke left-wing agenda that saw the destruction of the family unit. So, this guy's ideology just shines through. So let's it's just incredible. Every time another anti-spectral doohickey first appeared on our screen, it was met with orgasmic roars of excitement from the audience. Same goes for the awestruck glimpses of the old car, the old costumes, some of the old dialogue, and the rest of the myriad nods to Ivan Reitman's canonized blockbuster. Of course, because we are fans of the movie. Give us what we want, which is a decent extension to the universe, the Ghostbusters universe, and be respectful of the previous movies. That's what we want, not that crap Ghostbusters 2016, which all you woke reviewers really loved. His son Jason, the director who announced a desire to see his installment launch a whole universe of Ghostbusters content during his pre-screening panel, aspires to little more than the deadened rat pulls lever pleasure of recognition. That doesn't make sense to me. His approach banks on sycophancy, proved reliable, and so this guy just puts in a whole bunch of kind of highfalutin terms in here just to kind of make it look like he's intelligent, but he's not. Real time at the Javits Center, that the automatic delight of knowing what things will supersede the need for the humor or smart ass charm that initially made Ghostbusters worth watching. At the box office, this underhanded tack may very well pay dividends. Of course it will. This is for the fans after all, but a particular breed of fan more interested in identifying objects than what's done with them. No, we want a mix of things, right? Yes, we want to see those familiar things from the original movies because that's what we're interested in. That's what we really liked about the movie. So we don't want to see some crappy Ecto 1. We want to see something that pays homage to the original movie but could be slightly different. Right, this guy just doesn't get it at all. He's basically just ideologically opposed to this particular movie. He goes on, there's no other explanation for an approach trading the ironic quippiness embodied by Bill Murray for a guileless, earnest Amblin knockoff in line with the on-trend Stranger Things. In case we couldn't make this connection for ourselves, shared cast member Finn Wolfhard stars here as Trevor, teenage son to the hard luck Spengler family. He, beleaguered mom Kelly, and STEM disciplined sister Phoebe relocate to the abandoned farmhouse left to them by the kid's recently deceased deadbeat granddad. Why do you call him a deadbeat granddad? Well, I guess we'll find it in the movie, which just so happens to be situated on a hotbed of ecto activity alongside new pals, including a kid with a podcast named Podcast. Yeah, that's a bit weird, but whatever. And no one forgets what his defining thing is, and sarcastic school teacher Mr. Gruberson. They've got to defeat another one of the CGI energy cyclones apparently mandated to close out today's tent poles. Well, what do you think of the 2016 version then, James, with its tricked out CGI things? Of course it's going to be CGI. You can't have ghosts in real life. You can't have ghosts with practical effects these days anymore. It goes on to talk about pandering and all that kind of stuff. It's just rubbish what he's talking about. So feel free to go to the Guardian website and talk about it. Let's just read his final comments here. There's a disturbing sense of ownership over the past in Reitman's continuity building, as if he's the heir apparent entrusted with sacred text rather than a guy running roughshod over the memory of a movie, still a staple of middle school sleepovers for its laugh quotient. You can see his ideology coming through. He just hates this movie because it's providing service to the fans and giving them what they want. This is what movies should be want. Give people what they want, they will give you money. Why do you think Ghostbusters 2016 failed abjectly, James? Was it James? I forgot his name already. Charles. Apologies, Charles. So here we can find a damning summary of modern Hollywood's default mode, a nostalgia object drained of personality and fitted into a dully palatable mold, custom made for a fandom that worships everything and respects nothing. Actually, Hollywood is going the other way. Just look at all the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. They didn't worship anything that went before it. Destroyed Han Solo, destroyed Luke Skywalker, destroyed everything else in their sense of bringing feminism and wokeness into their movies, and destroyed that particular fan base because even though they made money, quite a lot of money, they were losing, not getting enough money each and every single time, right? So actually it's the fandom that respects everything about a franchise, not you woke leftist reviewers. Anyway, that's my take on this guy. You can see his bias and his woke narrative coming through, his hate for the movie. So give him the two fingers, go and see Ghostbusters Afterlife. You won't be disappointed from what I've read from other reviews. I haven't been able to see it because I'm stuck in lockdown here in New Zealand. But go and see this movie, give your money to people that don't do any woke pandering, give you fan service, to give you what you want, and those should be getting our money. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you're welcome to give me a thumbs down. If you like my content, please give me a subscription. It just helps my videos to get noticed by the YouTube algorithm. And hopefully I will catch you in the next video.